afternoon. It's Wednesday, and it's time for some more fun and games here at the Old Engineer Guy, otherwise known as Chemical Stir Fry. Right, so what we're going to do today is a little variation on a theme. Let's call it an extension, if you will, of what we did. I know you can't see me. You can see me now. What we did not too terribly long ago, where we put some color in some pieces. Remember? Yeah. We just kind of clowned around a little bit and went with the idea of what you could do to get something that kind of sort of looked like a marbling effect. Well, we're going to try a slightly different approach today. And what we're going to do is we are going to paint in the mold. Okay? So I'm going to use the same mold that I used before to make this guy, make that guy, blah blah. Only this time I'm going to use good old-fashioned craft paint. We're going to throw good old-fashioned craft paint in here with a brush and just see what kind of fun we can have. So I would use white, but that would be pretty silly because we're going to use Smooth Cast 300. It's white. So, nah, we'll use this stuff instead. Whatever color it is. I think it's a variation on the theme of brown. So, just for the kicks, we'll take a little bit of paint, assuming it'll come out. There we go. Okay, that'll do. Alright, acrylic paint. Nothing special. Just have a little fun with this. Okay, now this is silicone. Because it is silicone, it means, of course, that we don't have to use a mold release. Okay? And if I'm very careful, this might actually turn out halfway decent. But then again, since when was I very careful? But we'll do what we can. Alright, so just around, I'm going to paint the heart. That's all I'm going to really care about in this particular pass. You can get carried away later, but right now, let's just worry about making the heart an earthy color. Hey, wow, I'm actually staying between the lines. That's a first. Alright. Now this is an air dry kind of a paint, I suspect. So what we're going to have to count on here is that it will take some heat, and heat will help. Guess where we're going to get our heat from? The heat's going to come from the reaction of the plastic. So what I'm kind of sort of hoping here is that for the purposes of this demonstration, we could knock this out in a hurry. All right, it's more or less right. All right. I could take a hot air gun and I could blow some hot air into this thing. It might make it cure a little bit quicker. Yeah, so what? Alright, so there we go. Brown heart. Very cool. Goop. Smooth Cast 300, same jugs as before. Swanee. Alright. The more you guys hang around me, the more you'll know that I get pretty lucky sometimes when it comes to getting my ratios right. But basically, if you use a cup you can see through, like these, then you can always just kind of stand back and go, yeah, need a little bit more. Yeah, looks about right. And that's how we do things around here. Okay. There's my 2 cups of goop. All right. A little refresher. B side, A side. What side are we going to put something in? B side. Never put anything in the A side. Always do your tinkering in the B side. In this particular case, we ain't tinkering, so who cares? All right. Mixing stick. Refresher. Cut off. See? You've been cut off. Why? So it gets in the corner. Yeah. I think I've said that a few hundred times. So here we go. Boom. This is that fun stuff that changes color. So it starts more or less clear, and then it changes to the white. All right. There we go. Okay. Close enough. Okay, we'll set this aside. We'll try a slightly different experiment. Okay, different mold. Let's talk about UV. Okay. Smooth Cast 300. Most of the urethanes, if you just cast them and put them out in the sun, they're going to change color. Okay, they are not UV stable. There are a few, but for the sake of discussion, let's just say they're not. Okay. Now there are some additives that you can put in that will help. Smoothcast has the UVO colors that will help. They also have another additive you can put in there that will give it some UV protection. But there are other ways. Okay. And one of the other ways is good old-fashioned Krylon crystal clear, by the way. Okay? Just a can of clear spray paint, and you can get it in either glossy or you can get it in matte. So if you don't want glossy, it's okay. You can get it in matte. Now, I was knocking around here and I found a can of Krylon paper finishes make it pearl. Transforms any paper into a pearl finish. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to transform a part into a pearl finish. All right? Handy dandy garbage can. I don't want to make a mess any more than I normally do. All right, that worked. See how easy this is? Now, this is going to work because, that's a question. Bueller? Anyone? It's going to work because, again, this is silicone. Okay? And the paint is not going to stick to the silicone. But the paint will stick to plastic when we pour it in there. Okay? So we can do it with this. I hope you can see this. Can you see this? Okay. Ian says we can see it. Good enough. All right. Painting. Garbage can. Back where you belong. Okay. So. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. I won't tell any of those jokes. I'll get in trouble. All right. Cool. Swami. Not that much. Won't. They drip some. Gosh, I'm good. About that much again. All right. I don't need this. All right. Same drill. Now. Nah, I don't want to blow anything up this time. I was going to put something in it, but nah. Oh, a key here. Wow, it changed. See? Went to white. Fresh cup. Dump. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the forklift. And yes, we got a truck, but it was a little before noon. Sorry to disappoint you. I know how much you enjoy listening to that. Well, we thought we'd entertain you with the forklift instead. Now, had we started up 30 minutes earlier, you could have listened to the saw. Oh, that's a lot of fun. Okay. Oh, here we go. This is not all that fun to watch, but when it's done, it'll be pretty cool. Okay, now we're going to set this aside. We're going to talk. Because that's got to dry. I was thinking, and I want to tell you something that I'll bet you would work, and I'm going to challenge you people to do this. I think that if you had a mold such as this, and you were using a clear resin, something like Smoothcast 325, what they call color match, I'll bet you that you could dump in uncolored 325, you could paint it, do whatever you want inside there, but you could leave some areas unpainted. Now you pour that clear material over top of that. Let that tack. Now, on that tacky surface, get you a brush. You need to fix this table someday. Get you a brush. And you paint, and you go on the back of the partially filled mold. Okay? On the material you just cast, just paint it. Do what you want. Put something in there. Now, finish the pour. More clear. What are you going to get? You're going to get a three-dimensional look. Okay? You'll get color that's going to come through from the middle of it. Right? You backlight that, that would probably be pretty intense. Okay? So, haven't tried it? I'm gonna, but I challenge you to beat me to it. So again, Smoothcast 325, do what you want to do on the surface of the mold. That was acrylic paint. You could probably use, as long as it's not terrible water, okay? We know what happens with water and urethane. So as long as you stay away from water, you should be in pretty good shape. Do what you want. Pour the plastic behind there. Make sure it's clear, like 325. Let it cure, but not fully. Let it solidify, but fully cure. While it's still hot, get in there with your paint and do what you want to do. Whatever little swirl you want to put on there, right? Now, mix up another batch. Dump it right behind there. And let me see what happens. It'll be worth your time, I think. So there. Okay. Ooh, look what this one's doing. I am a child. I know it. But we'll let that sit. We'll see what happens over here. Okay? Yeah, it kind of worked. I peeked. Let's see. Remember, this is always the rushed up version of everything we do. Well, looky there. Isn't that special? Okay. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Okay. Picked up the paint. Now, I didn't pick up all the paint, probably because it wasn't completely dry yet. But, okay. I won't tell if you won't. And if I touch it, I'll bet you anything, it'll probably smear. So you know what? I'm not going to touch it. So there. I think that's pretty. See the fun we can have with all this stuff? What time is it? Just talk. Like anybody cares. 15? Okay. Well, then I'm going to hold my next thought till later. All right. Variation on a theme again. We talked about this before. I'm going to remind you because you know it's all about the fun things you can do with this stuff. You know we got white. I made up another batch and threw some black in there to where when even after it cured, it was pretty much still black. We poured those two things in together. What are we going to get? We're going to get a marbly look. Okay? Don't forget that. So now you're up to 3 different things that you can do. You can make colors in the plastic. Okay? So you have red plastic, you have blue plastic, you have green plastic, and you can pour that stuff together to get your swirly effect, whatever you're after. Okay? You can do a layered effect. Even a layered effect is kind of like this because, you know, after all, we could have just poured brown Smoothcast in there and right? Let that gel, and then finish the pour. That would have worked also, okay? We can use powders. We can use even metal. We can use a little plastic flake. We can do all kinds of crazy things on the surface of the mold to give it an effect, okay? And now we know that we can actually paint in the mold to get this kind of thing. You could spend as much time as you want with Mr. Mold here. You can paint up here in the veins, you can paint this, you can go leave that if it made you happy, just whatever. You can do all that stuff. And when you pour it, it's going to pick it all up and it'll be on the part, okay? And then of course, if you really want to get carried away, let's see if we're ready. Yeah, I think we are. No, we're not. Not quite. You can do an entire inside of the mold with a color, okay? And that will also work. What's the advantage? It's one less thing to do later on. There's another advantage. How many of you have tried to paint a part? What do you have to do first when you paint the part? You got to clean the dang thing, okay? So if you paint the mold and then pour the part, guess what you don't have to do? You don't have to clean it, okay? Life is good. It comes out, it's basically painted. All you got to do is touch it up and you're done. So that is another advantage to doing it this way. Are we at all close? No, we're really not. You're going to have to trust me on this one because I'm using too much of your valuable time. All right, last thing I have to say. It is the beginning of the year. Effectively, it's what happens after the end of the previous year. So what are we doing? We're getting rid of stuff, okay? At this particular moment in time, if you happen to be into makeup, there's a bunch of Skin Illustrator stuff that we are selling for basically cost. If you go to the website, www.theengineerguy.com, it's right on the main page. You'll see something there that says something like Skin Illustrator clearance items. Click on it. It'll take you to a list. It's not all. Don't assume that what you see there is complete, okay? You can check back, you can call, you can come in. We'll show you the list. You can pick and choose. But again, that's not all. We're working our way through the entire store. We're going to get to smooth them. They're not bad. We don't sell bad stuff. But the things that have been here for, let's say, on the order of 6 months, we're going to discount it. We're going to get rid of it because obviously it was a mistake. We shouldn't have brought it in. So we're going to convert it back to cash, you know the old drill, and we're going to spend it on something else. I don't know. Acrylic paint. But that's what we're going to do. Just keep paying attention, keep listening, keep watching Facebook. You'll see the deals. Saturday, an airbrush class. Cynthia Online. This is not a beginner's class. This is not, yeah, I guess you could call it an advanced class. But if you're into airbrush makeup, consider strongly coming to the class. It'll be a couple hours. It'll be $75. It'll be worth every penny. But sign up quickly because we are not going to have more than about a dozen people in there or she's not going to be able to do her job. I'm through. Everybody have a great week. Happy New Year. Blah, blah. It's finally winter. Let's enjoy it. At least it's killing the fleas. See you. Bye.